Have you ever been there? You've got to make a big decision, like right now, but you feel like you're missing half the information? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down a really simple but powerful thinking tool that can help you stay calm and make the right call, not just the fast one.
You know, this quote just nails it. It might be talking about a plant, but you could swap that word out for office, startup, or project team, and the truth is exactly the same. We almost never have perfect data. So the solution isn't to scramble for more information we don't have, it's to have a clear structure for how we think.
And this gets us to a huge conflict in how we make decisions. I call it the speed trap. Whenever a crisis hits, our gut just screams at us to do something, to act fast. But what if that powerful instinct is actually leading us down the completely wrong path?
This shows that dangerous illusion perfectly. The idea that speed equals effectiveness. On the one hand, you have that frantic rush to just patch a problem. It feels productive, sure, but it's often just pure guesswork. The truth is, most major mistakes don't happen because we lack knowledge, they happen because we lack clear, structured thinking. The goal isn't just fast action, it's the correct action, the one that actually solves the problem for good.
So what are the real consequences? What's the actual price we pay when we let that sense of urgency just bulldoze right over a clear thought process?
The cost is something we can call the repeat problem cycle. See, when we make those snap judgments just to fix the most obvious symptom, we're not really solving anything. We're just creating these chronic problems that never, ever truly go away.
And this is that cycle in action. On shift 1, a problem pops up, and it gets a quick fix. On shift 2, surprise, it's back. So another patch gets slapped on. By shift 3, it's not a problem anymore, it's a full-blown crisis. Everyone's fighting the same fire because that tangled-up root cause was never dealt with. It's totally exhausting, and worse, it's completely ineffective.
These are the classic traps we all fall into, right? Reacting to whatever alarm is screaming the loudest, patching up symptoms, ignoring the hidden risks just under the surface, and letting the pressure of the moment dictate our choices. Sound familiar? The good news is, every single one of these is preventable. But how?
We prevent them with a structured approach. The solution is a simple but incredibly powerful framework called the OPS loop. Think of it as a clear path right through the middle of the chaos, designed to turn that reactive guesswork into deliberate, calm problem solving.
And here it is, 5 clear steps in a continuous circle. Observe, define risk, analyze the pattern, decide on an action, and review the outcome. Now this is important. It's not just a checklist, it's a mental model for how to think through pretty much any problem you face. So, let's break each one down.
First up, observe. This step is all about grounding yourself in reality. What are the pure, simple facts? What numbers or indicators have changed? And, just as important, what has stayed exactly the same? This part is all about the data, not the drama.
Step 2. Define risk. This is your critical safety check. You have to stop and ask, what is the worst credible thing that could happen here? And that question applies to taking action and to doing nothing. Because sometimes doing nothing is the biggest risk of all. This step forces you to put safety front and center.
Then, you analyze the pattern. Context is everything here. Is this a random, one-time glitch, or have you seen something like it before? Is it tied to a certain time of day or a specific event? This is how you tell the difference between a fluke and a real systemic failure.
Only after you've gone through those first 3 steps do you actually decide on an action. Based on the facts you observed, the risks you defined, and the pattern you analyzed, what's the safest and most logical thing to do? And sometimes the right action is to wait, or maybe it's to escalate it to somebody else.
And finally, we have the step that gets skipped the most often: review the outcome. This is where you close the loop. Did your action actually work? Is the situation stable now? This makes sure the problem is truly solved, and this is crucial. It's where you share what you learned so the entire team gets smarter. Okay, so that's all the theory. Now let's make this whole framework a lot more tangible. We're going to walk through a realistic scenario to see the OSP loop in action.
So here's the situation. Production numbers have been slowly dipping over the last 3 shifts. There are no flashing red lights, no big alarms, but the pressure from management is definitely building. That temptation to just do something is getting really, really high.
This slide lays out the 2 paths you could take. The unstructured reaction is basically a gamble. Tweak something based on a hunch and just hope for the best. But the structured operator, on the other hand, follows the OPS loop. They observe the data, define the risk, analyze the pattern, decide on a safe and reversible action, and then review the outcome.
And that is the real takeaway from this whole scenario. This framework isn't about being slow. It's about being deliberate, being effective, and staying calm precisely when things are getting intense.
So, let's bring it all together. How can you take this powerful mental model and actually apply it in your own work, starting on your very next shift or your very next project?
Here's what you really need to remember. First, in the long run, structure always beats speed. Second, you do not need perfect data to make a great decision. And finally, this simple loop isn't just for a factory floor. It's your best defense against guesswork in any high-pressure situation, anywhere.
So I'll leave you with one final question to think about. Look at those 5 steps again. Be honest with yourself. When the pressure is really on, which one are you most likely to skip? Is it observing all the facts? Is it defining the risk? Whatever it is, just knowing your own weak spot, well, that's the very first step to making much better decisions.